Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, Mastering Listening Comprehension. I'm your host, Michael, and today we have a special guest joining us, Paul.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, Michael. I'm excited to dive into our discussion on improving listening skills and mastering comprehension in English.
Absolutely, Paul. Listening comprehension is such a crucial aspect of language learning, and today we'll be sharing some valuable techniques and resources to help our listeners enhance their listening abilities. So let's get started. Let's begin by discussing why listening comprehension is essential for language learners. Paul, why do you think it's crucial for learners to focus on improving their listening skills?
Well, Michael, listening comprehension forms the foundation for effective communication in any language. It allows learners to understand spoken language in real time, whether it's in conversations, lectures, or media. By honing their listening skills, learners can engage more fully with the language, build vocabulary, improve pronunciation, and ultimately become more confident and proficient speakers.
Exactly, Paul. Listening is the gateway to fluency, and by actively working on comprehension, learners can unlock new opportunities for language acquisition and cultural understanding. Now let's explore some techniques and resources for improving listening skills. First off, let's talk about watching English language movies, TV shows, and podcasts. Paul, how can these media forms help learners improve their listening comprehension?
English language movies, TV shows, and podcasts provide learners with exposure to authentic spoken English in various contexts and accents. By regularly watching and listening to these media forms, learners can familiarize themselves with different accents, speech patterns, and colloquial expressions. Additionally, they can practice listening for specific information, such as main ideas, details, and nuances of tone and emotion.
That's a fantastic point, Paul. Immersing yourself in English language media not only enhances listening comprehension, but also enriches vocabulary and cultural awareness. Plus, it's an enjoyable and engaging way to learn. Another valuable technique for improving listening skills is practicing listening to different accents. Paul, why is it essential for learners to expose themselves to various accents, and how can they go about doing so?
Exposing oneself to different accents is crucial because English is spoken in diverse regions worldwide, each with its unique pronunciation and intonation patterns. By listening to a variety of accents, learners can train their ears to understand different speech styles and become more adaptable communicators. They can do this by seeking out audio materials, such as podcasts, news broadcasts, and online videos featuring speakers with different accents and dialects.
Absolutely, Paul. The more exposure learners have to different accents, the more confident and proficient they'll become in understanding and interacting with speakers from around the globe. Now that we've explored some techniques for improving listening skills, let's discuss resources that learners can use to practice and enhance their comprehension further. What are some valuable resources you'd recommend to our listeners?
One excellent resource is language learning apps and websites that offer audio content specifically designed for listening practice. These platforms often feature a variety of listening exercises, such as dialogues, interviews, and storytelling, accompanied by comprehension questions and interactive activities. Additionally, learners can access audiobooks, language learning podcasts, and online radio stations to further immerse themselves in spoken English.
That's a great suggestion, Paul. Language learning resources provide learners with structured and engaging listening practice opportunities that cater to different proficiency levels and learning styles. Plus, many of them are easily accessible and can be used anytime, anywhere. As we near the end of our discussion, Paul, do you have any final thoughts or tips for our listeners who are working on improving their listening comprehension?
I'd like to encourage our listeners to approach listening practice with curiosity, patience, and consistency. Be proactive in seeking out diverse listening materials and actively engage with them to develop your comprehension skills. And remember, progress may be gradual, but every listening session brings you one step closer to mastery. So, keep listening, keep learning, and enjoy the journey.
Well said, Paul. Listening comprehension is a skill that improves with practice and exposure, so embrace every opportunity to immerse yourself in the English language and keep challenging yourself to grow. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Mastering Listening Comprehension. We hope you found our discussion helpful and inspiring.